my people, and welcome to today's class. We are doing rondes. So in the next few minutes, I will give you a few useful exercises that will warm your body up and will enhance the ability for you to be on balance when you're dancing a ronde. And afterwards, we will put 3 different variations of rondes in a small syllabus for you to practice. Meet your body where you are at, meaning if you are at a certain level, do one of them. Don't worry about making all 3 back to back. Keep repeating just that one version. If you can do all, fantastic. And remember, the daily practice of them, it's going to enhance your ability to perform those beautiful alignments in the body even under pressure. So let's begin with a few pillars that the ronde needs every time that we dance it. First, we need to know what the axis of the ronde is. So ronde is a beautiful rotational action into the lower part of the body that can be danced with deepening into the standing leg, with dancing it in a neutral level, with dancing it very, very small, with a little elevation as well, or a lot of elevation if you're more flexible than me. Therefore, we need to first and foremost remember that we have a standing axis, and that standing axis is our spine. A good exercise would be for you to prepare your body for posture. I hope you're doing this with me as I go along. Your arms lengthening to the side. They're not fixed, they're lengthening. And now we are going to rotate our hips from side to side and trace our leg in accordance to that. So you can see that the hip direction starts and then the leg follows. So if I turn this way, I go in and out, in and out, in and out. Keep lengthening your arms forward. They will move a little bit. They're not fixed, but we're not floating and placing them in a messy way. Lengthen. Change to the other leg. And now in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Change to the other standing leg. And now we will repeat the same, but with a foot off the floor. In, out, in, out, in, out. Good. Now we will include the pivoting of the standing foot. Pivot out, in. Pivot out, in. The frame will move. Don't move it too much. Tick, tick, tick. Change to the other side and lift off. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Very good. So during the course of that exercise, you should feel that your spine stays the same, aligned and stretched to the ceiling whilst you're moving around that standing spine. Fantastic. The second important note is then when you dance a ronde, an opposition in the upper body is involved. Meaning, if the right leg is going to make a circle, that means that the right upper part of the body needs to make an opposition. Therefore, if the leg is going around and behind, that means that my upper body needs to stay in front. So we are not doing an opening, right? Unless that's a stylistic choice and more draped version. We're talking about the general alignment. You make sure that your body stays into opposition with the leg. Ta, ta, ta. Let's try the other foot. And ronde with the left. Ti, ta, ta. And ronde with the right, stay forward with the side, da, ta, check, boom, ronde with the left, ba, da, da. One more time. Let's make a check, and now we will ronde back, and as you ronde your right leg, keep your right arm more diagonal forward to prevent the side from turning. And again, check, ronde left side, stretch the left side forward on the top. One more time, check, ronde, quick, quick, slow last time. Check, ronde, keep the upper part in opposition into the next. Fantastic. So that means now you are clear, spine is center, and when I now apply the rotation in the bottom part of the body, we have opposition at the top. Fantastic. So those are 2 things. Third, you would want to feel a hip elevation. So any ronde is a certain hip lift action. How much of a hip lift you do, entirely up to you. But in general, to make room in this space for the leg to go through, you need to elevate the hip before you go across. So you notice I'm using a zigzag to transition between. So now we will do a check. And as we go back onto the leg, let's lower on the right foot. And now from here, hip lift on the left side, cross behind. We're going to make a check again. And we do a ronde, hip lift on the right, quick, quick, slow. Again, check, ronde, quick, quick, slow, check, ronde, cha, cha, one. Fantastic. When you make a hip lift, do so from the usage of your upper back muscles, meaning you're not pressing from the floor to make a hip lift, but you are including your upper body muscularity here to lift that hip. Let's try together. Lift the hip from the back. Again, lift the hip from the back. Change the foot. Lift the hip. Lift. Lift. Fantastic. So 3 things now in sight. Standing spine, the upper body in opposition to the leg, and the hip lift. And then, of course, your feet are extremely important. They are setting the tone for the rotation prior to the ronde. Often you dance rondes that are preceded from a turning action. Let's say you have a forward walk turning that ends into a ronde prior to moving across. Another forward walk turning that has a ronde action into the next step. So the order of how you use your feet, very important. If I start with my left foot in front, I use the back